We are back for a new season. That was really loud. But we are back for a new season, brand new season, PSL. And first of all, how we feeling? Diski's back. You know, we've been gone for about a little over 2 months now.
2 months.
So obviously, you know, how are you feeling? Just going into before we just get anywhere.
Bro, Matchday 1, I'm loving it, bro.
Yeah.
I am loving it. Goals, galore. People were complaining PSL matches are low scoring, PSL matches entertaining. From the MTN 8, we've been getting goals.
Thanks.
We've been getting high scoring games. Now you can't just bet under 2.5, under 2.5 for overs and unders on Betway anymore. Shout out Betway for sponsor. They're not sponsoring.
They're sponsoring us. We wish. I mean, hey, like shout out, you know, hey, no foul plays today, please. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For the league, shout out Betway for the sponsor.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's been exciting seeing the people getting dressed there at the stadium to win that 1K for best dressed at the stadium. That's also showing us that Betway is putting in a lot of money into our league, bro. But so far, I'm happy. How about you?
I think for me, again, I think as far back as last season, you know, we really kind of said, you know what, we see that, you know, the South African, like, PSL as a whole really wants to just, like, step up in terms of taking ourselves right at the top of, you know, being the best league in Africa.
Yeah.
And I was keenly excited going into the season. Obviously, game week 1 has just concluded, and I'm very, very pleased and very happy. And I mean, I'm particularly am very happy for obvious reasons.
Obviously.
But obviously we'll get into that. But overall, no, I'm really excited and looking forward to it. But I think let's just jump into it, man.
Let's jump into it. And obviously we're going to touch on Sunday's fixture. Obviously the biggest fixture of the weekend. Stellenbosch United versus Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs winning 2-0. And yeah, I just want to start by saying, Coach Barker, bro, what happens, bro, against Kaizer Chiefs? What happens against Kaizer Chiefs?
Bogey team.
It seems like you guys have their number. What were your thoughts on the game as a whole?
You know what, let me just start by saying that out of the top 3 biggest teams this weekend, only one won. And I just need to emphasize.
Matchday 1, yeah.
One team. You know, there's another team that are down there with it, but I will get there. Honestly speaking, one thing about playing against Stellenbosch over the past couple of years, they are a very good team. I'd say I rate Coach Barker very highly, very underrated. He's done a really great job with this team over the past couple of years. But, you know, when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, it's just kind of like, you know, please just go ahead. Go ahead. 3 points, there you go. 3 points, there you go. The performance was... Yeah. I'd say the first half, it was really just kind of... You could see that now, okay, some of the boys look very leggy.
Yeah.
It was still on preseason. We didn't have a great preseason to begin with. But you could tell that, hey, you know, this seems like it's going to be another season. It's going to be another long season. Yeah. And I was... Obviously, as you said, game week 1, most of the teams are still getting themselves back to fitness. I don't really know how the regimen is for these like South African teams in terms of how fit they are starting into the season, how ready and prepared are they, and the fact that we didn't even play MTN 8 last week. So the performance was not great. And for the fact that Stellenbosch got a red card
early into the game,
and it's like they still played better. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know if you noticed the fact that
I don't know. I felt like it was a 50-50 game. Watching the game, Chiefs would have patterns of play, nice patterns of play where they're keeping possession.
But there was still...
But there were moments where Stellenbosch would have... I feel like the pendulum was swinging every single time. It showed that this was a game between 2 teams that have high expectations going into the season. And I wanted to note some players specifically for Kaizer Chiefs. The one who scored the free kick.
Yeah.
He played as like sort of the left 8 in the beginning of the game. I don't know, Coach Nabi set out a 4-3-3, but over gradually, like you said, like Chiefs would have the ball sometimes it's because like in the middle of the park they would get like overloaded by
Mm.
Stellenbosch's midfield. Hence why he had to make that change.
And they
in
kept
the
on
second
losing
half.
sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
They kept on losing. I think something that I also noticed, we kept on giving the ball away. I think we couldn't string like three passes
Yeah.
like to each other, and that was another thing. You could tell that Stellenbosch, they were just like, okay,
Yeah.
they are a team who, for the most part, they're reserved, but they know when to hit you on the
Yeah.
counter, and they're very efficient and they're very good at that. And I'd say, I don't know, man. It was just kind of, as you were just kind of noting the fact that we were losing the ball. We were not really getting control into the game.
Yeah.
And even after the red card, we still didn't look like a team that was like, let's go. Because if I check full time, we had 14 or 15 shots. They had like one less. I don't know if it's. I think we had
Yeah.
16. They had 15. If I'm,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And they had a man down in the 13th minute. That should really tell you that, okay, the alarm bells are just kind of, something is a bit up.
Yeah.
But luckily, as you just mentioned, Ngobo, with a peach
Of a free
kick.
Yeah.
And he's one of the players that I kind of touted as saying, in terms of our youngsters, especially from the Diski Challenge, we know Vilagazi and Chabalala.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chabalala is now a starter. Obviously, we'll see how prevalent that's going to be,
Yeah.
depending on when when most of our like strikers are fit and everything. But I'm just wondering I'm like, okay, can this be his season? Because I've always looked at him as a player to say, you know what, he's like been like, okay, we have Villagaz and Chabalala. They're always like the ones that we go to, main starters. And no, but he was also in and around the team. But
Yeah.
I don't think he was able to solidify himself. And I'd say him scoring that goal when he did was really needed in that point of the game. I think they really needed that goal. And even going into the first half, I was going into that game thinking that this could be another game where, the headline, Kaizer Chiefs falter, 10 men Stellenbosch team. And I was just like, that's how it was looking, because genuinely the performance wasn't good. But
I wouldn't say it was not good.
okay, it wasn't great. I think it maybe also because of the expectation, as you said, the expectation going into the season.
Yeah.
You can say the Mtaongs have been saying all these lovely words, saying we want to do this, we want to do that, and then the performance there, again, game week 1, but show me what you guys have been doing.
Yeah.
This is your second season with Coach Nabi, and even though he wasn't here, but this is your second season with Coach Nabi, so at least you might have an idea of how he expects you to play, how he wants you guys to play. And I just didn't really see that to the degree that I was expecting.
But I still think even if Stellenbosch had converted Devin Titus' shot that hit the crossbar, their free kick, you guys had created more chances in the game. Sure, the performance wasn't great, but something that I noticed in terms of improvement, Chiefs had a pattern of play and they created more clear-cut chances.
I think
that you weren't clinical enough.
I think that's just down to the fact that we do have quality players who will like make things happen. I think another player I have to note, Uli Lepo, a player that I was very frustrated by last year. He would have one game he would do well, and then 7 games he'd ghost. And I'd say he was very prevalent. I'd say he could have done a bit better with his shots. Him, and I'd say Utuba, another player who I am expecting big things from this season, definitely. But overall, just to kind of sum it up, I'd say I'm glad we got the win. I think more than anything, getting the win is because we won the first game last season. It was this. I'm not making a big song in the hands, but just kind of start the season on a win, and let's just build. I'd say on a different day, do Stellies equalize? Does that shot go in? What does the dynamic of the game change? Maybe, but overall, just to kind of sum it up, I'd say I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we got the result. There's still a lot that we need to work on. Hopefully, when our business in the market, because we've made purchases, we've bought players in, but I don't know.
Tabiso Moyan from the free agency market, you got him from crosstown rivals Pirates. He looked good at right back.
Yeah, he did. I'd say he
McCarthy too at the back.
Man of the match. Man of the match. I think Dudley shame. I don't know.
He needs to work himself back into the team.
He will. But I'd say overall, okay, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Maybe just because, again, I'm saying this from a personal bias as a Chiefs fan. I expect a lot more from my team, which is saying something as a Chiefs fan. But I'd say I'm glad we just got the win. I think, especially with the narratives around, the pressure on this game was tenfold because of what happened on Saturday. So I'm glad we got the result. And I think speaking of Saturday, I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on.
Now, I just want to touch on Mfundo Villagaz coming in. I think the assistant coach's substitutions were very timely, bro.
Very, very.
Mfundo came in, he did his thing. I feel like he should be starting the next game, bro. Honestly.
He always, I think, one thing about him, he's always a great player to come off the bench. I think him and also Ashley Dupree, who got the foul for the penalty.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still at the club. I was thinking he was probably going to look for a move away, since I don't think he's our starting striker, but he's becoming a very efficient super sub. I think obviously as far back as last season, we know that, okay, he can be that type of a player. But I'd say a special note, thank you for reminding me, just like the substitutions were really timely, especially at that point in the game. And, you know, just a nice cute penalty towards the end just to kind of solidify 3 points. But I'd say overall, I'm just happy we got the W. You know, the Kings are back. We're winning a lot. I'm joking, but otherwise, man. So I think that was the main game from Sunday. Let's kind of take it all the way back to Saturday. And El Campione can handle the chili. I
won't lie, the chili boys are hot. The Chile boys were hot, but they have a former assistant coach there, Badela. So you might have like came in there with the intel, you know, from Rolando Mkoena's tenure. But I'm just looking at our performance, Mamelodi Sundowns. I think we didn't play like champions. We played like a team that has 2 weeks of preseason. I know that's gonna be like the theme of our season this year. We played the Club World Cup. We didn't have enough preseason, but that shouldn't be an excuse when you have a plethora of quality in the squad. But speaking specifically on this game, I feel like Chippa United came with an intent, bro. They came with a game plan. They knew, especially when the lineup came out and you saw Fawaz Basadin, our new left back, playing at right back. As a coach, you should know that that's a weakness. And that's where Coach Padela of Chippa United targeted us, using Sitole and Umfekani down that side. They always like came through that side. They always like put balls through, and they would get in behind our lineup. They could have even went into halftime leading Mamelodi Sundowns, but that did not happen. Utebza, he couldn't gain control of the midfield.
I'd say I was also noting the fact that it seemed like you guys, something that you guys always know how to do in terms of just like finding a way through, especially against these tricky teams who have. But I'd say the Chile boys, they didn't really play that much of a low block. They were not really. They
were camping.
I mean, at certain points, but I'd say not like throughout most of the. But even then, you guys would always be able to break teams down with those intricate passes and just kind of hit teams.